All right, what is up? Welcome in, everybody, for another lovely episode of Endzone to Endzone. Our boy Waffles is feeling a little bit under the weather today, so we're going to do our best to keep you guys entertained. He might show up at some point. But in the meantime, we gonna hold it down for you. Cat in the Hat. It will be your boy Waffles over there. But it's just Cat in the Hat. Maybe Goel shows up. Maybe not. Who knows? We had a good week 11 for sure. And we gonna break it all down for you. There was a lot of things that went on in week 11. A lot of things that went on in week 11. We got new champs. We got new champs in the NFL holding it down. Holding it down. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. While I get this going, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit you guys with the intro. Don't forget, Endzone to Endzone, week 11. We gonna break it down for you. Make sure you smash that like and subscribe. Awesome, that's for sure. He gets a pass to the left from Tua. About a 4-yard pass, and then he gets about another 16 yards. Yak to add to it. First down, Miami Dolphins. Let's effing go. Yeah. I had to kick Cat in the Hat out. He was fucking boring. I was watching him in the background. He didn't know it, but he was fucking boring. I had to kick him out. Tua under center. Let's fucking go. Mostert with the ball. Ooh, he juggles. He goes to the right. He's rushing. He's got a hole. Oh, he fumbled the ball. Oh, and Buffalo gets the fucking ball back. This is why you gotta trade Raheem Mostert. I'm fucking telling you. Yeah, I'm fucking telling you to trade that motherfucker. What's up, man? I hope his knee was down. I don't know if his knee was down before that ball came out. Oh my gosh, that's a clear fucking fumble. No way. Oh my god. Mostert. No. No.
Anyways, draft's coming up. A lot of teams need QBs, and you need a job, you bum. Got any teams you hope don't take a QB?
Nope. You know, Matt, I have actually not put much thought into that. I have a lot going on right now, and it's just not, I'm not thinking about it. Not at all.
So maybe the Saints?
We're in the house, and the only reason I got this one, probably a field goal like the rest of the Patriots games have been, but the Jets are going to definitely get a win. And then we start the 1 o'clock slate. They won with Malik Willis, and they did it by running the ball. Tennessee for the Titans. And then we got the Bears and the Colts. The ball, so he's kind of went run eccentric over there in the Chargers. And then got the Dolphins going to Seahawks. I got a lot of question marks. Not allowed to score in the second half, and we're going to fix this season. Anyway, so the Panthers and the Raiders. This is, well, not a hard one to call. I don't know. I may have to switch next year, I'm telling you, man. I can't go through the pain and suffering like this. This was rough. This was a rough fucking year. Yes, it was indeed. Anyways, yeah, so Cat in the Hat here. Goel over there. We gonna break down wildcard weekend for you. We got a lot of games coming.
Goel in the house.
It's gonna be super exciting. We got some upsets for you.
I gotta show up and bring the fun, guys. You know this guy, Cat in the Hat, he boring. Boring.
Can you just be serious for once, Goel? I mean, we have some great games to talk about. Just for once. Just let's be serious. Let's talk about some football. Can we do that?
Stout couple of games that they've been playing, but this is going to decide, right now who's going to be second place in the division. So I'm going Jets all the way. Jets, Jets for the win. We're taking it. With the Browns, the Giants have just been loser fest, and they're going to continue 0 wins, 3 losses. Moving on out of potential with Tua in questionable consideration. Even if they throw in a backup quarterback, they still got a lot of options for him to throw the ball to. They're not going to be as in sync as they were the last couple of weeks. And that's why I'm going with Seahawks over the Dolphins for
you. Now, there's a lot of homework that goes into this. We don't just look at stats and look at numbers. No, we take a lot of factors into consideration when picking these running backs for your fantasy. T. Tracy Jr. Now, I know a lot of you are saying, like, what, Cat? Are you seeing his first year ruling the backfield in Miami? He's going to be the number. My next running back on this list at number 3 is B. But, you know, he's going to get the touchdowns. He's going to get the receptions. Trust me, if you get the chance to get him, you're number 1. None other than the king. That's right. Adam Sandler put this guy on a mission this year. This guy is going to literally put the Baltimore Ravens on the first guy. He gets past the first guy. It's probably going to turn into a touchdown. So he's 6 once we realize how he comes back off of his injury. He hasn't really had a full year. At your own risk. It could pay off, but...
Sunday at 3 p.m., we're going to have the high-flying Eagles putting their defense to the test against the Los Angeles Rams. Are pretty high scoring, led by Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and they're on a mission right now. They're trying to win another Super Bowl so Matthew Stafford can punch his ticket to the Hall of Fame, because without another Super Bowl, he might not make it there. But them Eagles this year, ooh, with Saquon Barkley, I don't know why he's not in MVP conversations with over 2,000 rushing yards on the season. Don't forget that little backwards hurdle he did back in week 8. Oh, it was amazing. So let's go. It's going to be a good one. Good battle between these two teams on the NFC side. Who's going to go to the NFC Championship? Fly, Eagles, fly!
It's going to be in Orchard Park, and it is going to be chilly. Forecast says it's going to be 12 degrees with a wind chill of -2. Derrick Henry pushing close to 2,000 yards. Lamar Jackson. That makes the team have over...
What's up, guys? Today we're going to give you our Week 12 picks.
Yeah, you heard him. Week 12 is in the house at the Dolphins.
I'm glad it ended off with this one right here. Was one of my
You know who I'm going for. I think
so far.
we need to find a new home for this guy. He's in the wrong house.
No.
Let's go, Dolphins.
For you tomorrow, maybe even today. We already recorded it. We recorded it yesterday, and we had a lovely day of football yesterday, from start to finish, all day long. So I was able to work on the video while watching some football. It was a beautiful thing. We did record it kind of early. Obviously, we recorded it during the 1 o'clock games. We were watching the Buffalo and Tampa Bay game when we sat here and recorded it. So some of my picks might end up changing later throughout the week, but I still wanted to make the video with my son. He makes his picks based on just who he likes, like whether he likes the logo or just likes how the name sounds. That's how he makes his picks, but he's pretty accurate. I mean, he predicted all the winners yesterday. Buffalo, Broncos. Yeah, he predicted the Broncos for sure. Going into that game, he was like, I want to go with the Broncos. I'm like, cool, I'm going with the Chiefs. Because, like, he won't let me pick the same team. When we're watching a game together, he won't let me pick the same team he picks. He makes me pick the opposite team most of the time. So it's like, oh, cool, I want to go for the Chiefs anyways. But yeah, he went for Buffalo. He went for the Broncos, and he went for the Eagles. So we were split all day long, me and him, except for the morning game with the Dolphins. Obviously, both going Dolphins. But we were split all day long, and he whooped my butt. My 6-year-old son whooped my butt, and we put our Week 12 picks together. So I'll be working on that video, and I'll get it out to you guys as soon as possible. You're not going to want to miss it. It's a good one this time. I enjoy it, and I enjoy the fact that he is getting into it more and more. Soon, I'll have him out there on the football field, and he'll be playing football himself. But yes, we had a wonderful week 11, right? Got to watch football all day yesterday from morning all the way until I went to bed. The night game kind of wasn't that great. Kind of a little boring. Definitely a defensive game. You were hoping to see a little bit more offense on both sides of the ball. Considering Detroit does allow teams to pass on them, it wasn't like that. It was rather defensive and running the ball, and that's how they controlled the clock. But we will get to that after we go through the rest of the slate, because this started off on a Thursday night with an AFC East clash. And I did want to be live for this one. But, you know, life is busy. Thursday nights sometimes are kind of tough. But we had the Patriots and the Jets facing off. Now, I don't think anybody picked the Jets to win this one. It would have been nice for the Jets to win this one. But the Patriots win this one. They move on to 9-2. And as the title suggests, man, we have new champs in the NFL. We have new champs in the NFL. Right now we got the New England Patriots sitting at 9-2. Clear control of the AFC East right now. Not necessarily clear control of the AFC as a whole. But as far as the AFC Eastie boys go, unfortunately, the New England Patriots right now are leading our division. I'm not mad. At least it's not the Bills for, what, 4th, 5th, 6th time in a row since the Tom Brady left the New England Patriots, basically. But that at the same time, it does make me mad, right? If Waffles was here, he'd be just as mad with me. You know why? Because we watched the New England Patriots run through a dynasty. Get rid of their star quarterback. Get rid of their coach. Start over completely. New coach. Second new coach since Bill Belichick. Second starting quarterback, drafted quarterback since Tom Brady. And here it is, 5 years out of their dynasty, and they're already looking down at the rest of us like, ha 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 ha. I saw a great meme the other day. It was actually pretty funny. Like, it showed Tobey Maguire, the Spider-Man Tobey Maguire, on the first picture is like him without his glasses, and he's looking at a blurry picture of Tom Brady. And then the third picture is him with his glasses, and it shows a clear picture, and it's Drake May. And it's like, that's a funny meme right there. It's like, ah, man, bro, it sucks being in the AFC East, being a Finn fan, being a Jets fan, and now even being a Buffalo fan, knowing that you had a window to finally get your Super Bowl. You had the quarterback. You still have the quarterback. But your time's up now. Your time is up. Everyone else in the AFC East then caught up to you. Next year, the Jets are going to be better. Next year, not next year, the Dolphins are going to be better. They're still going to be just so-so. But the Patriots have already caught up to you and surpassed you. And now the Jets are going to do the same thing. If not next year, the year after, they're going to be putting up a fight. Especially if they stick with Aaron Glenn. I think Aaron Glenn is doing a fantastic job over there with what he has available to him. The quarterback isn't that great. I don't think he picked that quarterback. So let's see what they're able to do with some of these draft picks that they've accumulated from getting rid of Garrett Wilson and Quinyon Williams. They picked up a lot of draft capital to go into this offseason and be able to really stack this team, probably get a good, decent quarterback in the draft. Not generational talent. This year isn't a generational talent quarterback draft. I'm sorry. Yes, these guys could probably get you into the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to get you over the top. I don't think they're going to be Patrick Mahomes level style quarterbacks. They're not going to be like the Josh Allens or the Lamar Jacksons. They're just going to be enough. And sometimes enough isn't enough. Joe Burrow, he fits in that category. He's enough, but he's not enough. He's good enough, but he's not great enough. Justin Herbert fits into that category. He's good enough, but he's not great enough. Because I look at Justin Herbert, I look at Joe Burrow, I look at Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, right? And this is why I stick them in different categories. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, right? They're the elite of the elite, and there's a reason why they're elite of the elite. Look at the team around them and the things that they do and the things that they're able to do. They don't have none of these big name receivers, none of these big name running backs. Well, I mean, Lamar Jackson does now, but he hasn't had that. No, it's been Lamar Jackson and whoever they put around him, just some people. And then you look at Justin Herbert, you look at Joe Burrow. Let's look at another one. Let me think of another one from that class. Either way, even with just those two, the receivers that they have around them, big body receivers, big name receivers. Jamar Chase, #1 receiver in the league by some people's standards. And arguably, I can probably agree with that, since seeing what he's been able to do with Joe Flacco. So, and that's why I say, like, they're enough. They're good enough, but they're not great enough. And that's what this year's quarterback draft class is going to be. Like, could be a good thing, could also be a bad thing, because a good enough quarterback makes you complacent, right? It makes you complacent. You think that he's good. You're going to roll with him for a while, and it could set you back for quite a few years. Look what happened with the Dolphins with Tua Tagovailoa. He's good enough, but he's not great enough. He's not the guy that you can rely on to take you to the Super Bowl. And if you agree with that, smash that like and subscribe. So, Justin Fields has a moderately okay game. Definitely better than the last couple games that he has played. 15 for 26, 116 yards and a touchdown, with Drake May throwing 25 for 34, 281 yards and a touchdown. And the way that the game played out is why Drake May is in the MVP conversation. Now, hear me out, because like if you go and you look at his stats for these games, it's not MVP stats. Like Travion Henderson, 19 carries, 62 yards, and 2 tutties, can easily say that he was the reason they won that game. You go back to last week, Travion Henderson had well over 100 yards, 150 scrimmage yards, and 3 touchdowns. So, by looking at the stats, you wouldn't say, oh man, Drake May is the clear MVP here. He's the reason they're winning these games, because he's not. Statistically, he's not. But if you watch the games, and you watch how it's going down, you would easily say, man, this guy is the reason the Patriots are winning. Because he's leading this team. He's commanding this offense. He's managing the ball, not making mistakes, not causing turnovers. He's not statistically, the stats don't match as far as MVP. You have to watch the games in order to understand why Drake May is in this MVP conversation. And I get it. I don't like it. Like I said, being a Dolphin fan, watching the New England Patriots go from one dynasty, take a 5-year hiatus, and now look, they're possibly looking at making another run to dominate the AFC East. No, man. We don't like it. But as an NFL fan, we got to accept it, right? Drake May is in the MVP conversations for a reason as they go on to a win and they go 9-2, leading the AFC East and sitting atop the AFC in general. So we look at some more stats from that game. Justin Fields with the most rushing yards. He had 11 carries for 67 yards and a touchdown, while Breece Hall had 14 carries for 58 yards. Isaiah Davis, very small, 2 carries for 11. The receiving game obviously isn't a whole lot going on there. 3 receptions for Mechie for 45 yards and a touchdown, while Mason Taylor got 4 receptions for 30 yards. Jeremy Ruckert got 4 receptions for 23 yards. And Adonai Mitchell here. This is the guy. Adonai Mitchell they got from the trade with Sauce Gardner, right? He was targeted like 6 times. And he only caught 1 pass. It makes you kind of wonder why the Indianapolis Colts had no problem giving him up with all those draft picks to get Sauce Gardner. Because he should have, I'm pretty sure he got targeted 6 times, but he only caught 1 for 10 yards. So he should have 6 receptions for at least 100 yards himself and a touchdown. And that game could have went completely different had Adonai Mitchell caught the passes that were thrown his way. So I don't put all of that on Justin Fields in this one. Like, Justin Fields was delivering the ball. Yes, some of the passes were a little, not great. But at the same time, when you get targeted 6 times, when that ball hits your hands 4 times, and you only catch it once, there's a reason you went for pennies on the dollar, my guy. There's a reason that you went for pennies on the dollar. They literally were like, you know what, Jets? We need a roster spot, and we thought you guys were going to want a player in return for us, but you didn't ask for it. But we're going to send you this guy anyways because we got to clear up a roster spot for Sauce. So, and this guy is like, got butterfingers. Literally. Butterfingers. So 14-27 Patriots win. They go on to 9-2, while the Jets fall to 2-8. Like I said, Jets, they have a lot of draft capital. They're looking towards next year. I think rolling with Aaron Glenn is definitely the way to go over there for the New York Jets. Continue rolling with Aaron Glenn. Let him draft a quarterback, and just go forward, man. Your defense is doing great. Your special teams are doing great. It's just your offense is sputtering. And if your offense didn't sputter as much, your defense wouldn't fall apart late in the games. And then we go to Sunday morning. Oh my gosh. Miami Dolphins, what even are we? What even are we? Seriously. Let me know in the chat what you think about the Miami Dolphins win from yesterday. And if you think it's even worth putting any hope into as we sit at 4-7. Washington Commanders fall to 3-8. We both go on a bye week. Come off of a bye week, and we play the Saints next week, which could be a trap game. And why I mean trap game, I mean like a trap game where we easily win again. Not looking pretty. Not looking like the games that we won in Atlanta or the game that we won against Buffalo. No, I mean like what we played yesterday, how we won against the Commanders. Early in the morning, ugly game, missing tackles, just bad play all around. Squeaking away a win in overtime. Granted, there was quite a few calls again from the refs that were like very questionable. There was a PI call for sure that wasn't a PI call that gave the Commanders a first down and kept their drive going. But all in all, Dolphins didn't look good in this game. Sputtered all the way through it. Basically, just barely getting by with a win. And I wasn't happy with that field goal that we kicked for the win. Yes, I was happy with the win. Don't get me wrong. Always happy with a Fins for the win, no matter what. Because like I said just a few minutes ago, I don't feel like this year is a good quarterback draft class. Yes, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen. We could find a guy that will win us a playoff game. For sure. I'm sure we can. But I don't think we can find that generational talent that's not only going to win us a playoff game, take us to the Super Bowl, and let us dominate the AFC East for the next 10 years. No, I think we would just find a Band-Aid, a good Band-Aid. It wouldn't be one of those cheapo beepo Band-Aids that you find at the Dollar Tree. It's like one of the good Band-Aids that you get. You buy those big packs, the first aid kits, you know what I mean? But not great. I don't think this is the year you find your generational talent in the draft. So losing games does us no good, right? What are we going to do with a number 3 pick? We need to be evaluating our talent. Tua is not the guy. Tua is not going to be the guy moving forward. I feel like we should be starting Quinn Ewers, but we're not. We're going to be rolling with Tua for the rest of the year. We're not going to know what we need in a quarterback. But, like I just said, this year's not going to be the year for quarterbacks anyways, right? Whatever. Roll out Tua's contract. We stick with him this year. We stick with him next year. Next year is the year that we should be fighting for the bottom, fighting for that number 1 pick so we can go out and get the quarterback we want in the year after, because that's the draft where we're going to find our generational talent. In the 2027 draft, that's where we're going to find our generational talent. Could it be Archie Manning? Who knows? There's a lot of hype around him, but I think that's also, and he's not looking great right now, right? He's making a lot of mistakes, but I think that's also why he's deciding to play another year in college. So he'll have that extra year. He'll get those extra reps. I believe he will be the guy next year. And if he's not, I don't think any Dolphin fan out there is going to be mad. Is going to be mad that we tried to get a Manning. Also, too, rolling with Tua again next year and just letting it ride out. That'll give us another year to really gauge Mike McDaniel's progression and know whether he's going to be the guy moving forward. So, yeah, Dolphins, we're just kind of in limbo right now. So, no matter how it looks, ladies and gentlemen, for the next 2 years, we're not going to the championship. For the next 2 years, we need to just enjoy these wins. Enjoy these little wins, even if they look ugly, like a cop-out field goal on 1st and 10 or 2nd and 10 or whatever it was in overtime to finish out the game. What if we would have missed that? What if we would have missed? Granted, it was early, so we could have tried again. But at the same time, what if we would have missed it? instead of just trying to go for the the touchdown. He was scared that they were going to get a turnover. That's what had happened. He was scared they were going to get a turnover. I think a tie probably would have been better here for the Miami Dolphins. And the game didn't look pretty from either side. Devon Achane obviously is the star, like always. But he didn't find the end zone, unfortunately. Marcus Mariota threw 20 for 30, 213 yards and a touchdown, and one game-sealing interception. That was the interception in overtime by Jack Jones that pretty much put us in field goal range and allowed for us to kick the field goal to win. Tua Tagovailoa, 14 for 20, 171 yards. Very pathetic. Very pathetic performance from Tua Tagovailoa. Couldn't even score a touchdown. Chris Rodriguez was gashing the right side and getting big chunks against us. Big chunks, like 10, 12, 15 yards at a time. Which is something to be concerned about, because that's the games that we've lost and the games where these running backs put up big numbers against us, like the Carolina game, Rico Dowdle putting up over 200 yards. He was gashing the right side. They were hitting that right side and gashing it. The only difference is Rico Dowdle was breaking tackles. We were still missing tackles, and he would take it to the house, and then be like a 60-yard, 50-yard run right there. We have cleaned up the tackling situation. There was some missed tackles yesterday, but definitely not as many missed tackles as I have seen from this crew this year. Like that Carolina game, I think we had like 30 missed tackles. It was ridiculous, a ridiculous high number of missed tackles. Deebo Samuel got good usage. I told you guys before the game started, Deebo Samuel and Zach Ertz were going to be very key for the Washington Commanders, just because of the type of player they are. They play that center area, running routes, slants, cutting in, and he ate yesterday. 7 receptions, 74 yards, and a touchdown. Zach Ertz had 4 receptions for 42 yards. Everyone else was kind of modest in the 25-yard range. So nothing special on the Dolphins side of the ball. And nothing special from the running game either. Like I said, Chris Rodriguez was their top runner. 15 carries for 79 yards. And Marcus Mariota did have 4 for 49, but one of those was like a really big run. And then Devon Achane with 21 carries, 120 yards. Ollie Gordon got the touchdown on a goal line touchdown. He had 9 carries for 45 yards himself. While Jalen Waddle was held to a very modest number, 3 receptions on 52 yards. He did get 7 targets, so he dropped 4 passes. Not good, man. Not good. And we want to praise our wide receivers coach. And we want to elevate our wide receivers coach. The same guy that had our wide receivers in the offseason learning how to juggle. Wasting their time learning how to juggle. Saying, hey, if y'all juggle, you learn how to juggle, it'll help you catch passes. It'll help you catch passes. I call bullshit. 7 targets, 3 receptions. Seems like his catching ability is getting worse, not getting better. But we want to elevate this guy. Having our receivers waste time learning how to juggle doesn't seem like it's helping. But figure out a different mode or method to use to teach these receivers how to catch the ball. Devon Achane had 5 receptions for 45 yards. Malik Washington had 3 receptions for 42 yards. Greg Dulcich had 2 receptions for 18 yards. And Julian Hill had a reception for 14 yards. So our passing game yesterday was non-existent. Non-existent. Our offense, period, was non-existent yesterday. Which is not good, right? No, it's not good. Let's see, we got 1 sack. We just weren't playing. We weren't playing on all cylinders like we had been. 16-13. Dolphins win that in overtime over the Washington Commanders. They get 4 wins. Washington Commanders now have 3 wins and 8 losses. It's not looking good for either team, to be honest. Not looking good for either team. All right, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Bang, bang. Goes the orangutan. Oh, where's that link at? Let me share the link with you guys. I'm just gonna drop in and share the link real quick. Yeah, we'll do all that while we do that. Alright, we'll be right back. There's the link for the Discord if you guys want to join in on the Discord and join in on the conversation.
Don't agree with it? That's too bad.
Like and subscribe anyways.
Like and subscribe anyways.
Also, don't forget, up in that top right corner is the QR code. The QR code there is for the Dolphins Cancer Challenge. You can hit that QR code. You can make a donation to cancer research, basically life-saving research. AFC Eastie Boys are in our 2nd year running in the 5K. For every $500 that the AFC Eastie Boys can raise, I will run a mile per $500 every day, all the way up until the 5K, which is in February. So plenty of time to make me sweat. Go ahead, go hit that link, make a donation. There's no donation too big or too small. Anything you can spare will help with life-changing research. We all know somebody that is affected in some way, shape, or form from cancer. So it takes a community working together to beat something like this. And you can also, if you head to our profile page, if you don't want to hit that QR link, you head to our profile page, you can see the link there. You'll also see the link to our Discord. It's a place where you definitely want to get plugged into. We have lots of giveaways. It's a good community of football fans. Good place to to go and just talk football, maybe talk through some parlays or talk through some DFSs, all that good stuff. It's also a good place to be able to jump up here live with us. If you want to get up here, you want to join in on the conversations, you can just go and you hit that voice channel, you join the channel, and hop on up here. Also, when we have our giveaways, you're going to be plugged in to the Discord, because that's where we're going to need to find you. We're going to need to find you on the Discord so we can get your info, so we can send out your gift. Speaking of giveaways, we got the 500 follower giveaway going on right now. You can get yourself a nice 9x16 signed Mike Gesicki photo. How do you get that? Well, obviously you need to be subscribed. And then, other than that, just like, share, comment, all the above. We're keeping track. Whoever shows this channel the most love helps us get to 500. That's who we're going to send it out to. That's who we're going to send it out to. And then also in our profile page, there's one more link. Well, there's two more links. We do have a PayPal link if you want to give us personal donations. Greatly appreciated. We do spend money on programs and other things like that, so any kind of donations are greatly appreciated, and it goes back into the channel. But there's also a profile link there for our Macari shop, Charlie's Choice Collectibles, AFC Eastie Boys. You can find all kinds of goodies there. It is getting into the Christmas season, the holiday season, and everybody needs to go shopping. Well, where's the best place to go shopping? On your couch. Sitting there watching the AFC Eastie Boys on your TV. Could be scrolling through your phone, looking at Charlie's Choice Collectibles on Macari, doing all your Christmas shopping there. If you need to ball on a budget, it's the best place to go. These are the one-of-a-kind finds. These are things you're not going to find in Walmart. You're not going to find it in Target. You're going to be the star of every party, giving the one-of-a-kind gifts. People are going to remember your gifts for ages. Because guess what? They're not going to be able to find things like this in a typical store like Walmart or Target. No. Only going to get those from the AFC Eastie Boys on our Macari shop. Also, too, it's a place you're going to get your AFC Eastie Boys personalized team jersey. Just type in the chat, message Waffles in the chat, and be like, hey, brah, I want one of them nice AFC Eastie Boys personalized jerseys. Those things only starting at $35, depending on how customized you want it. Oh, man, it's a must. It's a must for every football fan, for sure. Especially on those days where you're pissed at your team. You still want to rep your logo, but you don't want to rep anybody in particular. You just want to rep the logo and rep yourself. That's what I've been doing as a Dolphin fan for the last 7 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, go check out those links. Support the channel. And make sure you smash that like and subscribe on your way. And I'll be right back.
Awesome, that's for sure. He gets a pass to the left from Tua. About a 4-yard pass. And then he gets about another 16 yards. Yak to add to it. First down, Miami Dolphins. Let's effing go. Yeah. I had to kick Cat in the Hat out. He was fucking boring. I was watching him in the background. He didn't know it, but he was fucking boring. I had to kick him out. Tua under center. Let's fucking go. Mostert with the ball. Ooh, he juggles. He goes to the right. He's rushing. He's got a hole. Oh, he fumbled the ball. Oh, and Buffalo gets the fucking ball back. This is why you gotta trade Raheem Mostert. I'm fucking telling you. Yeah, I'm fucking telling you. Trade that motherfucker. What's up, man? I hope his knee was down. I don't know if his knee was down before that ball came out. Oh my gosh, that's a clear fucking fumble. No way. Oh my god. Mostert. No. No.
Anyways, draft's coming up. A lot of teams need QBs, and you need a job, you bum. Got any teams you hope don't take a QB?
Nope. You know, Matt, I have actually not put much thought into that. I have a lot going on right now, and it's just not, I'm not thinking about it. Not at all.
So maybe the Saints?
We're in the house, and the only reason I got this one, probably a field goal like the rest of the Patriots games have been, but the Jets are going to definitely get a win. And then we start the 1 o'clock slate. They won with Malik Willis, and they did it by running the ball. Tennessee over the Titans. And then we got the Bears and the Colts. The ball, so he's kind of went run eccentric over there in the Chargers. And then got the Dolphins going to Seahawks. I got a lot of question marks. Not allowed to score in the second half, and we're going to fix this season. Anyway, so the Panthers and the Raiders. This is, well, not a hard one to call.
I don't know. I may have to switch next year, I'm telling you, man. I can't go through the pain and suffering like this. This was rough. This was a rough fucking year. Yes, it was indeed. Anyways, yeah, so Cat and Hat here. Goel over there. We gonna break down wildcard weekend for you. We got a lot of games coming this weekend. It's gonna be super exciting. We got some upsets for you. I gotta show up and bring the fun, guys. You know this guy, Cat in the Hat, he boring. Boring. Can you just be serious for once, Goel? I mean, we have some great games to talk about. Just for once, just let's be serious. Let's talk about some football. Can we do that?
Stout couple of games that they've been playing, but this is going to decide, right now who's going to be second place in the division. So I'm going Jets all the way. Jets, Jets for the win. We're taking it. With the Browns, the Giants have just been a loser fest, and they're going to continue 0 wins, 3 losses. Moving on out of potential with Tua in questionable consideration. Even if they throw in a backup quarterback, they still got a lot of options for him to throw the ball to. They're not going to be as in sync as they were the last couple of weeks, and that's why I'm going with Seahawks over the Dolphins for
you. Now, there's a lot of homework that goes into this. We don't just look at stats and look at numbers. No, we take a lot of factors into consideration when picking these running backs for your fantasy. Tracy Jr. Now, I know a lot of you are saying, what, Cat? Are you see his first year ruling the backfield in Miami? He's going to be the number. My next running back on this list at number 3 is B. But, he's going to get the touchdowns. He's going to get the receptions. Trust me, if you get the chance to get him, you're number 1. None other than the king. That's right. Adam Sandler put this guy on a mission this year. This guy is going to literally put the Baltimore Ravens on the first guy. He gets past the first guy. It's probably going to turn into a touchdown. So he's 6 once we realize how he comes back off of his injury. He hasn't really had a full year. At your own risk. It could pay off, but...
Sunday at 3 p.m., we're going to have the high-flying Eagles putting their defense to the test against the Los Angeles Rams. Are pretty high scoring, led by Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, and they're on a mission right now. They're trying to win another Super Bowl so Matthew Stafford can punch his ticket to the Hall of Fame, because without another Super Bowl, he might not make it there. But them Eagles this year, with Saquon Barkley, I don't know why he's not in MVP conversations with over 2,000 rushing yards on the season. Don't forget that little backwards hurdle he did back in week 8. Oh, it was amazing. So let's go. It's going to be a good one. Good battle between these two teams on the NFC side. Who's going to go to the NFC Championship? Fly, Eagles, fly!
It's going to be in Orchard Park, and it is going to be chilly. Forecast says it's going to be 12 degrees with a wind chill of -2. Derrick Henry pushing close to 2,000 yards. Lamar Jackson. That makes the team have over...
What's up, guys? Today we're going to give you our Week 12 picks.
Yeah, you heard him. Week 12 is in the house at the Dolphins.
Patriots.
You know who I'm going for. I think We need to find a new home for this guy. He's in the wrong house.
No.
Let's go, Dolphins.
I feel like I missed out on the main event.
Sorry, guys, I had a work call.
I was wondering.
Oh, what's up, Waffles? Welcome in. How you doing this morning?
I've been better, but I've been worse. So, hey.
Hey.
Uh,
All right, well, I already ran through Thursday night and Sunday morning football. I was about to run through the Green Bay Packers and the New York Giants. The Packers holding off a win against the Jameis Winston-led New York Giants team. They went with Jameis Winston over Russell Wilson with all his drama.
can you blame them?
No, definitely don't blame them. But it's just like the Giants. What are they doing? They haven't even brought in an interim head coach yet. Kind of just rolling
Well,
with it.
I feel like the Giants are kind of stuck right now with Russell Wilson because nobody else wants him,
Yeah.
and they made the mistake of bringing him in.
Yeah, but at least they don't have the big contract. Detroit or Denver's still paying for that, so at least they don't have
That's
to worry
true.
about that. So they can look forward to moving on after this year is over. I can tell though, you definitely sound stuffed up, bro. Hopefully, you get better soon. I know you've been fighting.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
I know you've been fighting it all weekend. Jordan Love didn't look great, but he definitely did enough to help this team win the game. 13 for 24, 174 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Emmanuel Wilson, their rookie running back, came out of the woodworks. He went for 11 carries, 40 yards, and a touchdown. T. Tracy Jr. on the other side of the ball, I sat him on my bench, and that motherfucker went up and put 17.9 points on the board with his 19 carries and 88 yards. He also had some receptions to add to that.
I can't even talk about bench players right now.
I know, bro. Look at you, man. But you still won. Oh no, you lost.
Not yet.
No, you didn't. You need him to score.
He's still got George Pickens tonight.
You need him to score less.
I need George Pickens to get less than 10 points.
Less than 10 points, and you win. If not, you're like looking at your bench like, damn it, I could have won. I could have won. I could have won.
Fucking Michael Wilson, 33 points.
My game's not over yet. My opponent still has 2 players. He has Genty and Bowers. So hopefully they don't go off for more than 50 points combined, or I'll lose.
Right?
And I have a lot of points.
You're worried about that Brock Bowers offense.
40-point game. Worried about that Brock Bowers putting up 40 points. And Ashton Genty just needs a touchdown at that point. And they're playing the Cowboys too, so it could fucking happen.
Yeah, it could fucking happen. The Cowboys suck. Their defense is trash.
Sorry,
Sorry, Cowboys fans.
But yeah, so
y'all know your defense is trash.
So the Green Bay Packers started implementing a split backfield. You had Emmanuel Wilson actually getting more carries than Josh Jacobs, but they both put up 40 yards. The passing game, of course, was spread out all across the board. Everybody got touches. Everybody got receptions. Christian Watson getting 2 touchdowns. Romeo Doubs getting 53 yards. And then Jameson Winston in his first start this year, 19 for 29, 201 yards, 0 touchdowns, and an interception, which is not good. Devin Singletary got 2 touchdowns yesterday. Jameson Winston rushed it in for a touchdown. So all their touchdowns came from the ground. But yeah, T. Tracy. So T. Tracy Jr., I had a feeling that he was going to be decent with Jameson Winston over Jackson Dart since Cam Scatterbo is gone. So I do think that he is a safe play moving forward if you're in need for a running back, or you're flexing that flex spot. T. Tracy is probably sitting on some waiver wires, and you could probably pick him up, and he'd be decent moving forward. Because even without the touchdown, he still put up 18 points. So imagine if he would have got one of those touchdowns instead of Devin Singletary, he would have had well over 20 points and a clear.
You know damn well anyone that had Cam Scatterbo picked up T. Tracy right after he got injured.
Not necessarily. He was still on a lot of waiver wires. I could probably look him up right now. He's probably on at least 50% of waiver wires around the league. I was surprised when I picked him up. He was like, there was not a lot of people that had him because I picked him up off waiver wires a week ago.
Well, to be fair, he's coming up off an injury as well, so it's like
correct.
Because I had him at the beginning of the season, then I dropped him when he got hurt.
Right, and then he did when he came back. He came back for a couple games, and Cam Scatterbo was still here, and then he had very small performances. Obviously, they're just kind of weaning him back into full speed. But then that one game that he had after Cam Scatterbo, it was like a super bust. I think he had like 2 points total. So it was like people were like, oh, Yeah, no, because the offense.
Never mind.
The Giants themselves are looking like a dumpster fire. You know what I mean? At the time, the Giants themselves were looking like
Yeah.
a dumpster fire. But just because they're a dumpster fire doesn't mean that players on the teams themselves can't perform well. Because you got to think, like, these players are still fighting for contracts. You know, like hoping other teams look at them and be like, "Hey, we want that guy." So T. Tracy, I think for the rest of the year for the Giants, it's going to be a lock. So if he's still on your waiver wires and you're in the RB hole, go pick him up. But the Packers move on. They win that game 27-20. Nothing too spectacular. Nothing too spectacular. And then the Texans barely beat the Titans. Very ugly game. Davis Mills led offense over there in Houston going against Cam Ward. And kind of looked like defense was doing their job throughout this game. Let me see. Yeah, because the Houston Texans were held to 0 points in the first half, with Tennessee only scoring 3. Cam Ward was their leading rusher with 33 yards on 3 carries. What's up, dude? What's up, man? Hey, bro. Hey, where you going? Hey, me and Dino Boy 67 made our weekly picks yesterday. I can't hear you.
Sorry, he said he's playing Fall Guys.
Playing Fall Guys?
Yeah, he's homesick with me today.
I don't know if you heard me in the beginning of the show, but I was talking about, because you remember last year, week 12, I did the picks with Caden. Well, we did our picks again yesterday. I'll be working on the video and stuff today, and then I'll get it out. So
I bet it's going to be great.
Oh man, I love it. I freaking love it. I'm glad that he's getting into it. You should convince Brantley to do a pick with you. See because like I'm not gonna lie, bro. Caden all day yesterday, every one of his picks were right. Broncos, Bills, Eagles, Dolphins. Guessed them all, bro. He guessed
Should have had your boy and
bro.
do your picks for the pool instead of you.
I know, right? I'm gonna give you the video and you can put his picks in instead of mine. So Nico Collins got a lot of usage with Davis Mills, but I did expect that. 9 receptions, 92 yards, and a touchdown. He's obviously our wide receiver 1 over there, so he's gonna have the trust of the veteran backup quarterback. But very underwhelming game in general. Houston had a total of 70 rushing yards between 3 rushers. Not very good. Their record is better than what they are right now. Oh, they're actually 5-5. They're tied with the Chiefs. Tennessee Titans sitting at 1-9, leading the way to number 1 draft pick. That would be number 1 draft pick 2 years in a row for them. And so far, Cam Ward is looking like a complete bust. But it's first year. There's not a
what
whole
a waste
lot.
too, man.
Yeah, but I mean, like, is it Cam Ward or is it the organization
No,
around
it's
him?
the Tennessee offense.
Yeah, it's the organization around him, man. Like, put Cam Ward on the Dolphins right now, I'm pretty sure he would be doing a lot better. He probably would have won the job over Tua. Put Cam
Ward on the Giants right now.
Put him on the Giants. Put him on Cleveland. He would be doing better.
Agreed.
Like, he just
give
got
him to the Bengals. He'll go off.
Yeah, give him Jamar Chase to throw to. Although I don't know, man, that Bengals offensive line is very leaky. Cam Ward he might be injured. He might suffer a Joe Burrow style career.
Yeah, that's true too. You don't want the offensive line to let him get wrecked.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happened to Joe Burrow. I mean, Joe Burrow could probably be better than he is if like he didn't have to worry so much about getting hit from behind.
Yeah, that backside. Blind side.
The blind side. All right, and then the next game on the list, let me pull it up here. I think it's the Panthers and the Falcons. Wow.
How about them Panthers?
How about them Panthers, man? Pulling it out again over the Atlanta Falcons and sweeping them under the rug, saying, "You're done. We're number one.
You're done.
You're done.
You're done, son.
You're done, son." Pretty much just showing the Atlanta Falcons that they're a better team, even though they're not a better team. And how do I say that? Why do I say that? I mean, look at the people that each team has, right? Like, Atlanta's got this star receiver in Drake London. Number 3
star running back and Bijan Robinson.
Number 3 running back in the league, exactly. A superstar tight end that was so high coming out in the draft, going in the first round. And then you look at the other side of the ball where you have Bryce Young, second string running back, career running back.
Rico Dowdle.
Yeah, second string career running back, Rico Dowdle. And then some new guy, Tetiora McMillan. Like, but they're doing it, man. They're doing it, Bryce Young.
They're making use out of these position players.
Bryce Young's stats for yesterday: 31 for 45, 448 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Jesus.
Right? And their running game, that's what they did. They passed on the Falcons, bro. Look at the running game. The running game was Rico Dowdle had 19 carries for 45 yards. And then Chuba Hubbard had 4 carries for 21 yards. And then Etienne Jr.'s brother had 1 for 2. And then in the receiving game, though, like, everybody was eating. Tetiora had 8 receptions for 130 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Xavier Legette had 4 receptions for 83 yards and a touchdown. And one of those receptions was like a big 50-yard, 60-yard pass. Rico Dowdle was in the passing game with 5 receptions for 55 yards. There's some guy named Tommy Tremble. I'm guessing that's their tight end, number 82. Had a big 50-yard reception. Jalen Cocker had 4 receptions for 50 yards. Mitchell Evans. So it looks like the Atlanta Falcons secondary basically just like was giving up plays, big plays.
Fell apart.
Yeah, just like they had their shoes tied together, basically. Their shoelaces were tied together, and they couldn't run and keep up with these guys. Because Michael Penix went 13 for 16, 175 yards, and Kirk Cousins ended up coming in at some point, throwing 6 for 14 and 48 yards. Bijan Robinson, obviously.
And you know the Atlanta Falcons gave up when they brought out Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. No, I don't know, man. I don't know. I have to look into that. Maybe Kirk Cousins, or maybe
at the very least they gave up on Penix.
Maybe yes, that might be the thing, but not on the game because the score was 30-27. So like it's not like it was a lost game like the first one where it's like fourth quarter and it's 30-0.
11-20. So why does it go up to like 3?
But this is the problem with the Atlanta Falcons is like their run game is fantastic. Bijan Robinson running 23 carries for 104 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tyler Algier with 3 carries on 10 yards and a touchdown. So it's like their run game is doing what it needs to do, but their defense and the back end is falling apart, and their quarterback can't get any kind of passing game, like true passing game together. Like Drake London, don't get me wrong, 7 receptions for 119 yards. That's a lot, but you didn't put him in the end zone. You didn't.
That's chunk yardage, but 35 at a time, like not that 50-yard touchdown.
Correct. So Falcons lose that one 30-27. They fall to 3-7, while the Panthers move on to 6-5. And that's a very bleak, very, very bleak division right there. Like the next one above that is your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So Panthers could easily be looking at a wild card spot this year if they keep it up. And they could be a dark horse for sure, especially Chuba Hubbard coming back and they start getting a good like running back duo going over there with that passing game. They're kind of
Nah, we want Rico Dowdle all the day.
all day, he says, all day. The next game on the bracket, man. Bears pulling away a field goal win against the Minnesota
How about
Vikings.
them Bears?
How about them Bears? And it
Speaking of Bears, somebody just bought the Chicago Bears snowballs off of Charlie's Choice Collectibles. They got those shipped out today, and they'll be arriving in North Carolina, I believe, sometime this week.
Oh, congratulations.
Go Bears.
Getting them in just in time for Christmas time.
They won, so they bought some snowballs.
Nice. Hopefully that sale came from the AFC Eastie boys, because you know we plug everything all the time as much as we can. And since we're plugging stuff, where can you find your own little Chicago Bears snowballs? Go to our profile page, click that Macari link for Charlie's Choice Collectibles, because like I told you earlier, there's all kinds of stuff on there for your holiday gift giving that you're not going to find at Target or Walmart. You want to be the king of gifts this year? You got to check out Charlie's Choice Collectibles. But the Chicago Bears squeak out a field goal win 19-17 over the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings were trying to pull it together at the end. They scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, but it just wasn't enough. Chicago Bears was able to get that last possession and kick a game-winning field goal.
Go Bears.
Go Bears. Stats weren't that great for the game. Caleb Williams, 16 for 32, 193 yards, while J.J. McCarthy threw 150 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions on 32 attempts. He only completed 16 of those. DeAndre Swift, you're welcome, buddy. If you tuned in Tuesday night and you were asking me about that trade for DeAndre Swift, 21 carries, 90 yards. No touchdown, but he did better than the other running back you were asking me about. Aaron Jones, 16 for 70. And then passing game was not great, buddy. Not great. Kyle Monangai is the one that got the touchdown, but he only put up 10 fantasy points.
Monangai.
That's
the same guy that did the 200 plus yards last week.
Oh, it was Jaylen Warren. I remember he was asking me if he should trade DeAndre Swift for Jaylen Warren, and I broke down the remaining schedule, and I said, no, that's a bad move. And then Jaylen Warren got injured yesterday. You are so welcome. I hope you listened.
He's done. Yeah, right. I hope he definitely listened on that one and kept Swift.
For sure. Anyways, so yeah, Aaron Jones had 70 yards. Jordan Mason had 45 yards and a tutty. So this was another defensive game, but you expect that from divisional games. Be defensive, so nothing special. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time there. Chicago Bears go to 7-3, leading their division right now. And the Minnesota Vikings sitting at 4-6.
Amazing.
Not looking good for the Minnesota Vikings right now, for sure. And then we move on to the next collapse of a championship team, right? With the Chargers and the Jaguars.
Bro, this game.
Who saw this coming, right?
Jaguars just destroyed them.
Like, who are the Chargers is what Trevor Lawrence was saying as he was running it in for a touchdown. Like,
Made Justin Herbert look like Herbert from Family Guy with the fucking guess who? Looking like an old man out there. Jesus.
bro, I had him on our other league, the Eagle Grill League. 3 points.
Yeah.
3.8. He lost me
3?
my game there, bro. I lost that game. But
Embarrassing.
3.8 points. He had 18 attempts, 10 completions, 81 yards in an interception. He also carried the ball for 21 yards. Keenan Allen got a bulk of the receptions, four receptions for 53 yards.
I was like, what, 3?
Yeah, 4 receptions for 53 yards. On the other side, you had Trevor Lawrence going 14 for 22, so not great either.
What happened to Lad McConkey?
He got 0 points.
0?
0. A big fat 0. Trevor Lawrence.
McConkey down.
14 for 22, 153 yards, a touchdown, and an interception himself. So nothing special there. Bashul Tootin had 15 carries, 74 yards, and a tutty. Jacoby Myers. Remember I told you about Jacoby Myers? He was their biggest receiver, 5 receptions for 64 yards. Unfortunately, did not find the end zone, so still not wide receiver 1 or 2 viable. Considering they scored,
Got to be getting them points.
Considering they scored 35 points exactly, but most of that came from the defense. I'm guessing because there are no rushing.
What?
There are no rushing touchdowns, and there's no passing touchdowns. What the hell? Oh, this is Jaguars. That's why. Oh, that was the Chargers.
Why did you do this? Why are you watching the video?
Because you're cute. People like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had 4 rushing touchdowns from the Jacksonville Jaguars.
He don't want to be in the video.
He doesn't want to be in the video. And 1 passing touchdown, which went to Tim Patrick. But yeah, we had Travis Etienne.
That's enough.
Yeah, they definitely won this on the ground. So you have Bashul Tootin ran 15 carries for 74 yards and a tutty. Etienne went 19 carries for 73 yards and 2 tutties. They had this guy, LaQuaint Allen Jr., also tote the rock 8 times for 36 yards. And then Trevor Lawrence himself had 5 carries, 9 yards, and 1 touchdown. So, basic domination from Jacksonville Jaguars. Obviously, they exploited the Chargers' bad run defense and just took advantage of it with almost 200 rushing yards on the day. Your mic's off.
That and Kamani Vidal going out in the first quarter with an injury and not coming back for the rest of the game took a big hit, I'm sure, for the Chargers.
Yeah, that probably wasn't good. Good for them.
That probably wasn't good.
That probably wasn't good for them in the beginning. But, like, at the end of the day, you look at the Chargers and you don't think run game. You think...
Not normally, but still. Like, if you take away the run game, then all you got is pass.
Correct. And then you shut that shit down and it's no good. Yeah, you got a big point there. Because they didn't have anybody else to try and run the ball. Amar Johnson, Travion Williams, and then they had Trey Lance.
Yeah.
They had Trey Lance in there for 3 carries. I'm guessing those were like designed like quarterback runs for Trey Lance. Like, hey, we don't want to injure Herbert here. You go out there and do it.
Go out there and just run.
Yeah, you go out there and do it. We don't want to injure Herbert. So, but they fucking fell apart. And they fall to 7-4. Jaguars move up to 6-4. And the AFC is the wild card spot is looking like it's wide the fuck open right now. Because don't worry, we got more games. We haven't got to them yet that are making this AFC wide open to where anybody still has a chance to make it for that wild card spot. can be sitting at 9-8. You could be sitting at 9-8 this year and make it into a wild card spot because of the way the AFC is shaking out right now.
Which is wild.
Wild. Yeah, because the NFC lockdown. I think the only wild card might be the Carolina Panthers in the NFC right now.
That's drink the water.
And then this next game, woo! I was watching this next game. This is when me and Little Man made our video. We made our video during this game right here, the Bills and the Bucks. And this was a good one. This was a high-scoring game, 44-32. Buffalo Bills did pull it out. They did pull out the win. Moving on to 7-3, while the Bucks fall to 6-4. This was complete dominance from the defensive side of the ball for Buffalo. Yes, Josh Allen did have an impressive game, but he also threw 2 interceptions, and they were like ugly interceptions too. Like, what are you doing? Interceptions. But the defense was able to shut the Buccaneers down so that it offset the bad play from Josh Allen, who went 19 for 30, 317 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Tyrell Shavers was their star receiver with 4 receptions for 90 yards and a touchdown. He was just getting big plays on that left side.
And then Shakir was nowhere to be found.
Shakir was nowhere to be found yesterday. Sean Tucker for the... Go ahead.
He's got 1 catch for -3 yards, just so you know.
Yeah, that was what, 0.4 points or some shit?
Thanks, Shakir. Thanks.
But Sean Tucker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had hell of a game yesterday. He had 19 carries for 106 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yes, he definitely took over from Rashad White.
Yeah. So
and made it a game.
That's going to be interesting when Bucky Irving comes back and is fully healthy for them, especially if they make it into the playoffs. Be able to have like a 3-headed beast like that to play with Baker Mayfield as well. Like, they're not great names as far as the running game goes, but like the way that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers run that offense, like they have success. Baker Mayfield didn't pull off one of his Baker Mayfield games. That's basically what it is. The defense for Buffalo shut Baker Mayfield down and didn't let him create any magic. Any of that Mayfield magic that he's been using to win some of these games. Which sucks. Because obviously AFC East, we wanted Buffalo to lose that one. We
definitely wanted Buffalo to lose, yeah.
And I think they have an easy game this coming up week too. They're playing somebody easy like Tennessee or something. Super easy game. So, but looking at some of the stats here. The receiving game, Sterling Shepard was the biggest receiver with 4 receptions for 54 yards. Sean Tucker got himself 2 receptions for 34 yards. So Sean Tucker had 3 touchdowns on the game. You know, that's another trend I'm noticing. Last week, we had 4 running backs that had 3 total touchdowns, right? This week, we've had 4 running backs that had 3 total touchdowns, and we'll get to it. Travion Henderson was the first one to get 3 total touchdowns. And now you have Sean Tucker with 3 total. Christian McCaffrey had 3 total. And Javonte Williams tonight is going to have 3 total touchdowns.
Oh, calling it now, huh?
Oh, see? You were like, oh, that's only 3. I said 4, right? Yeah. Week's not over yet, ladies and gentlemen. Baker Mayfield also had a rushing touchdown on the day yesterday. So all their touchdowns basically came through the ground or from someone on the ground. meaning Sean Tucker. But the Bills, man, they pulled it off, bro. They pulled off the win. Didn't look great. Josh Allen was doing just enough, spreading the ball around for sure. James Cook had 3 receptions for 66 yards and a touchdown, but one of those was like a really big reception that went for, gosh, like 40 yards. So, and then same thing with Ty Johnson. He had a big reception that went for like 30 yards and a touchdown. So the team bailed Josh Allen out of his 2 interceptions and made it look like, hey, those were no problem. Fucking Bills. Enough time spending with the Bills. I want to move on from this game. Let's move on to the next games, which would be the Bengals and the Steelers. This is the old man rematch.
Old man rematch.
This is the old man rematch. Well, Aaron Rodgers went out in this game. Don't have any news on him yet on when he'll be back. They did say it was a slight broken bone in his left wrist. They'll probably know more information later today.
Hurt his wrist.
Yeah. They'll know more information later today on a timeline of when he can come back or not. He'll probably miss a couple weeks. It is his left wrist, so it's not really his throwing hand. I imagine depending on how this next week goes, depends on how they rush him back or not, because they're still in a situation where they need to get wins. And
did you see the hit?
No, I did not see the hit.
Oh my God. There was a still frame image of when he got hit, and it just looks so bad.
I'll have to check it out. You have to send it to me or something.
Yeah, I'll try and find it.
But yeah, there was a lot of drama in this game, honestly. So you had Aaron Rodgers going out. I'm guessing he went out kind of early. And then you have Mason Rudolph coming in here because, like, I don't see Mason Rudolph going and producing a lot of wins for this team. The defense is what won this game today, and like that's what they're going to be relying on. Defense had 2 touchdowns, a fumble recovery, and an interception touchdown. And then Joe Flacco just kind of fell apart. Didn't produce like he had the last 3 weeks, especially the last matchup between the Steelers and the Bengals. But like I said, the Steelers are in win now mode because you have Baltimore coming back and they're sitting there scratching at the heels of the Pittsburgh Steelers wanting to take their division back. So Steelers are in win now mode. That defense has got to play top notch, and that's what they did yesterday, and they definitely won that game, even despite Aaron Rodgers going out early. And then at some point in the game, Jamar Chase got ejected, and Jalen Ramsey got ejected because they were scuffling and arguing, and at one point, I guess, Jamar Chase spit on Jalen Ramsey, and Jalen Ramsey punched him. And then later in the pressers, Jamar Chase is like, "Oh, I didn't spit on him. I wouldn't spit on nobody." And then Jalen Ramsey's like, "You can go check the cameras. There's like 100 cameras on the field. You can go see it." It's like Jamar Chase clearly started the altercations between him and Jalen Ramsey. The first time, I guess he goes and he rips his mouthpiece off his face mask, and then they get into it, and then the next time, I guess, Chase spits on him, and Jalen Ramsey punches him. So drama always between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that's just how that division rolls. That division is a tough division. You have the Browns, the Steelers, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Cincinnati Bengals. They're all kind of rough, like pound you, like I'll kick your ass type teams. Talk shit the whole time, which is good. Can be fun, but that's that division, man. That's just how they roll. But hopefully Aaron Rodgers has a nice speedy recovery, because if the Pittsburgh Steelers do want to continue to lead in their division, they're going to need Aaron Rodgers back. Mason Rudolph is not going to be the guy to sustain winning games.
You guys drink? What do I gotta do?
I drank almost all of mine, dude.
But, I mean, I guess he didn't
Something
do
like
too
Mike.
bad
Bagels on
yesterday.
you.
But Cincinnati is the worst defense, like one of the worst defenses in the league. So I don't want to look at these stats. Like, he threw 12 for 16, 127 yards and a touchdown after coming in, which doesn't seem bad, right? You know, that's like an 80% completion rating, 127 yards. It's like 10 yards per and a touchdown. So it's not bad, but you're also playing a horrible defense. So don't read too much into those stats. We'll let you know tomorrow night on Fantasy Tune-Up Weekly, once we take a look at who their next opponent is, if you should be picking up Mason Rudolph in place of Aaron Rodgers, or we'll let you know if you should be grabbing yourself a different quarterback off the waiver wire. But Steelers win it big, 34-12 over the Bengals. Bengals fall to 3-7. Pittsburgh Steelers at 6-4. And then we had a pretty good game between the 49ers and the Cardinals. And, like, the score doesn't insinuate good game, but the stats that the Cardinals put up was pretty impressive, to say the least. Jacoby Brissett had a pretty nice game.
What happened?
What happened?
He got hit by this.
Don't agree with it? That's too bad.
What
Like and subscribe
happened?
anyways.
Like and subscribe anyways.
He got hit.
Jacoby Brissett had a pretty nice game. He had 57.
See the picture?
You sent it to me? Oh, hold on.
Yeah, I sent it to you and I posted it on Discord.
Oh yeah. That's epic.
I was going to throw it.
He definitely doesn't look happy there.
No, that definitely looks like it hurt.
So yes, Jacoby Brissett, like I said, despite the score that the Arizona Cardinals put up on the board, Jacoby Brissett had a fantastic day yesterday. He threw that ball 57 times. I bet his arm hurts today if he can even pick it up today. 47 completions, 452 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions as well. So
that is an insane amount of throws.
Insane amount of throws. But that the 2 interceptions is also probably why their score is only 21 and not 35.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Zonovan Knight only carried the ball 5 times for 24 yards. Michael Wilson, who was sitting on your bench, had 15 receptions for 185 yards.
Yeah, on my bench.
I
love it.
I love it. Love it. But he didn't need it because he probably still wins anyways. Brock Purdy.
I definitely needed it.
You definitely needed it. I'm just trying to be bright side here, man. Just showing like how great our teams are because how great our bench is also, and we're still winning. And there's like all these points on our bench.
I'll definitely probably have the highest bench rider award.
I don't know. I have 4 players on my bench that put up over 15 points.
Yeah, but 33.
All right, so Brock Purdy went 19 for 26, 200 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey had 13 carries for 81 yards and 2 touchdowns. George Kittle, 6 receptions for 67 yards and 2 touchdowns. So definitely leaning on the McCaffrey Kittle show over there, and Brock Purdy's return to the NFL.
You.
Yeah, that's just not even all of it. There's still some hanging there. You gotta go.
Because Christian McCaffrey also got his 3rd touchdown
Give it a little.
on one of his 5 receptions for 40 yards.
I still have some in there.
Yep.
Marvin
Oh, really
Harrison.
hard.
Marvin Harrison was out yesterday, so obviously that's why Michael Wilson got an extended amount of
Well,
action.
wipe it off.
He
Go
got
wipe it off.
Trey McBride also had 10 receptions for 115 yards and a touchdown, while Greg Dortch got the other touchdown, 6 receptions for 66 yards. So, in all honesty, Arizona Cardinals definitely performed better
Guess what?
than
You're not gonna
it
be
looks.
sick. It's probably
They just lost because of the
gonna be
interceptions, man. The turnovers. The turnover
Better.
difference,
Yeah.
man. The turnovers made the
Somebody
difference.
can come over.
Maybe.
The turnovers made the difference for
I
sure
want
there.
him to our house.
So San Francisco 49ers move on to 7-4. They're continuing to fight for the top of the NFC, while the Arizona Cardinals season looks like it is falling out of reach fast as they move to 3-7. And that sucks too, because that fluffs the points for the San Francisco 49ers. And then we had another big NFC clash going on between two top teams in the NFC, the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams. And now this was my personal game of the week. This was my so for the for the 1 p.m. slate, I felt like the Bucks and the Bills game was the game of the week, in a sense of these two teams seem like they're falling apart or seem like they have troubles and they have something to prove. Both teams, Buffalo Bills were having a couple losses, they're not that great. Tampa Bay Bucks are having a bunch of injuries. Are they still a team that can fight for the title of NFC champion? Same with the Buffalo Bills, with all the holes that they have, are they still the team that can fight for the AFC championship? So that was why I labeled it game of the week. But in all reality, Seattle Seahawks, LA Rams, two top teams in the NFC fighting it out. Seattle Seahawks with that defense. You had two offenses coming out that are superstar offenses. Matthew Stafford coming off of 2 straight 4 touchdown games. No, I still have to go get keys and stuff. Do you not see what I'm doing? Oh. Yeah. Gosh, why did she do that? I totally lost where I was.
LOL.
Ay, man. Obviously, you see I'm coming in here. Hey, when are we going to do this? Not right now.
When I'm done with this.
So where was I? I was talking about the Rams and the Seahawks. So you had two offenses that are sputtering too. You have Matthew Stafford coming off of 2 4 touchdown games. Oh, can he do it against the top defense in the league right now with the Seattle Seahawks? He didn't, but they still win the game. Sam Darnold falls apart. LA Rams show that they have the much better defense by picking off Sam Darnold quite a few times. 4 INTs from Sam Darnold yesterday. He threw 44 times, completed 29 of them, 279 yards and 4 interceptions, while Matthew Stafford went 28 for 15, 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. So
I don't think you can.
I also hit my 6-leg parlay on that game last night. Or that
Yeah.
game yesterday. Yeah.
Good job on that.
Yes, sir. I only bet $1, but it paid $23.75. So a $10 bet would have paid you what, $237? $237. Kenneth Walker, I sat him on my bench. I did not like this game. I just wanted to stay away from it on the running aspect, but Kenneth Walker did actually perform. He had 16 carries for 67 yards and a touchdown. He also had some receiving yards as well. Kyron Williams on the other side of the ball had 12 carries for 91 yards and a touchdown. He also had receiving stats as well.
It's like a scary motion. Right? It's not scary for me. It just has.
AJ Barner is coming around as a pretty solid option in Seattle. Even though
It has a lot of it.
even though it didn't go in their favor, AJ Barner did have 10 receptions for 70 yards, so that was pretty impressive, especially from a tight end standpoint. That was 17 points, and his production has been going up every week as far as utilization goes. So that's another sleeper sitting on a lot of waiver wires if you need a tight end. Jackson Smith-Njigba, of course, did Jackson Smith-Njigba things, and he went off 9 receptions for 105 yards. Only problem is he didn't find the end zone. Raheed Shaheed is not finding his place in this Seattle offense. He only had 2 receptions for 27 yards. And then Cooper Kupp's revenge game was not quite a revenge game, where he only had 3 receptions for 23 yards. So nobody in the receiving game was able to find the end zone, unfortunately. Devontae Adams found the end zone again for his 10th touchdown of the season. 10th touchdown of the season. That was the biggest sleeper of the fantasy draft right there, but he doesn't put up. The only problem is, like, yeah, he got a touchdown this week, but he only had 1 catch for 1 yard and a touchdown, so he's put 7.1 points on the board. So touchdowns aren't always the best. But the LA Rams squeak away a win here, 21-19 over the Seattle Seahawks. The Rams move on to 8-2, sitting atop the NFC, and the Seattle Seahawks are now looking up at 7-3. Not far behind, but still looking up at the rest of the league, or the rest of the leaders anyways, wondering what's next. What's next?
Don't agree with it? That's too bad.
Like and subscribe anyways.
Like and subscribe anyways.
What's next? The Chiefs and the Broncos. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Is this the end of the Kansas City Chiefs? We definitely have a clear AFC West division leader right now. It's not even close. Kansas City Chiefs are sitting, 4 games behind the Denver Broncos right now? 3 games behind the Denver Broncos right now? As the Denver Broncos sit 9-2 atop the AFC right now, fighting for number 1 seed against the New England Patriots. 9-2. Kansas City Chiefs fall to 5-5 in this gut-wrenching loss. Sean Payton. People want to give credit to Bo Nix here. I got to give the credit to Sean Payton here, man. This was a coaching win right here. Going down, 4th quarter, eating clock, finishing the game out with a game-winning drive. Just playing smart, clean football. This defense had 3 sacks on Patrick Mahomes, was pressuring Patrick Mahomes all night long, had him looking like he did in the Super Bowl. Just running around. couldn't get anything developed. Even though Patrick Surtain wasn't playing, didn't matter. Still had those receivers locked down. Holding the receivers to both Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy, holding them under 100 yards together. Like, just complete, utter, like, collapse for the Chiefs. But I'm not surprised. I said this in the beginning of the season. I don't feel like this is a year for the Kansas City Chiefs. I even said it. I don't even think they make the playoffs. And if they do make the playoffs, they get bumped out early. I don't think this is the year for the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a get right year. This is a we are rebuilding quietly year. We're figuring out our new players. I think they suffered a lot of injury, or they suffered a lot of losses early, big games early when they were out key players. They're still making a lot of mistakes in the line, on the trenches, the offensive line, defensive line, making mistakes, causing penalties that are costing them crucial yardage, first downs. Putting a lot of pressure on Patrick Mahomes. They got a lot of young guys in there that got to get it together. I'm not saying that the Chiefs are done with their reign. No, that's not what I'm saying. No, I'm not saying that. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. I'm just saying that this year is not the year. And I said it going into this season. I said this year is not the year for the Kansas City Chiefs. But don't be surprised if you see 2 years from now them start making another run, going for that three-peat for real. But right now we have new champs on the rise. And currently the Denver Broncos are leading the AFC West at 9-2 with a clear lead. Clear lead. Now, the playoffs aren't out of the picture for the Kansas City Chiefs. Remember earlier I said 9-8 could get you in a wild card. 9-8 could get you in a wild card. They're only 5-5 right now. They can still lose games and make it in. But losing crucial games like this is not going to help them. You got to win in your division. And even though the Denver Broncos aren't winning pretty games, they're winning meaningful games. No, it doesn't look pretty. Might be winning by a score, 3 points or less. But it doesn't matter. They're winning. And they're continuing to win. Again, I give that credit for that win from the Broncos to Sean Payton. Definitely give that to Sean Payton. The way that he finished out that fourth quarter. Kept that ball out of the hands of Patrick Mahomes. They did a great job. They did a great job. Travis Kelce had quite a big game, though. 9 receptions for 91 yards and a touchdown. One of those came off a really big touchdown. Kareem Hunt, 13 carries for 59 yards and a touchdown. Bo Nix didn't throw any touchdowns, but he threw for 295 yards on 24 completions as they go on to beat the Kansas City Chiefs 22-19. Oof, game-winning field goal. And then the Ravens and the Browns, another divisional matchup between a team that is still trying to make the playoffs and fix an early season deficit in the Baltimore Ravens after losing Lamar Jackson for a couple games. Then you have the Cleveland Browns, we're the Cleveland Browns, right? That's what it is. We're the Cleveland Browns. They just them. They have more quarterbacks.
That shit is so funny.
They have more quarterbacks than the rest of the league combined, and don't know what to do with any of them. None of them are good. They all suck. One of them loves getting massages and collecting money, like the Cleveland Browns are literally paying for high-end massages while he's nowhere to be found. What's going on with this guy, Watson? Still, like, on the roster, but nowhere to be found. Shador gets his start yesterday in this game against the Baltimore Ravens after they pulled Dylan Gabriel. Let me go to the Browns side of the ball. Oh, it didn't look pretty. Do you want to know Shador Sanders' stats for the game yesterday? He threw the ball 16 times. He completed 4 of them for 47 yards and an interception. So that's like a 25% completion rate. After Dylan Gabriel went 7 for 10 for 68 yards. Quinshon Judkins had 17 carries for 59 on the ground. So couldn't really get anything going offensively. It's definitely a defensive game, but that's just how the Cleveland Browns are. They're, like I said, this division here in general, the Ravens and the Browns, it's a muddy, gritty, ground and pound style game. Don't expect a whole lot of beautiful passing. It's going to be slow moving because we're running the clock out, we're controlling the clock, and we're beating you on the ground. And that's how basically the Baltimore Ravens win this game, because Lamar Jackson had 2 interceptions himself, less than 200 yards passing. Derrick Henry had 18 carries for 103 yards and a touchdown. Mark Andrews had a nice direct snap. It was like a fake tush push, but it was a direct snap to Mark Andrews, and he cuts it around. He like comes out and then goes around and runs it for like 35 yards and a touchdown. So that was really nice, because I was like, before that happened, I was like, man, I should have played AJ Barner, and I have Mark Andrews with like 7 points. And then he does that, and it gives him like 15.5 points. So it made up for it. But King Henry definitely carried the team on his back for this win. I feel like with his 103 rushing yards. Lamar Jackson didn't have much in the rushing game. 4 carries for 10 yards. And like the passing game wasn't great either. Everyone basically had 3 receptions or less. So a defensive ground and pound game won by the Baltimore Ravens. So they go to 5-5, and they continue hoping that they can continue stacking wins, hoping they get a better seed in the playoffs and not fighting for a wild card spot. But they got to fight the Pittsburgh Steelers for that guaranteed spot. If not, they're going to be looking at a wild card spot. So that's going to be close. Those 2 teams are going to be good to keep an eye on, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens, because both of them are in win now mode no matter what. They're both in win now mode, so both teams have to perform. So we'll keep an eye on those games for fantasy football sleepers for you, because those are the games that you got to keep an eye out, because it's getting close to fantasy football playoff time, right? I think we're like 4 weeks away. We're 4 weeks away from fantasy football playoffs. Is anybody eliminated yet in your leagues? Has anybody locked down the number 1 seed yet in your leagues? Let us know. Has anybody clinched your division? We finally had somebody beat our champion, so now he has 3 losses, and it kind of shakes up our league. So we have people with 8 losses that aren't eliminated yet. Our league is still wide open. Do I think a person sitting at 3-8 is going to make the playoffs? No, I don't. Even if that said person wins out, it doesn't matter because the other teams aren't going to lose out. So, I'm still having fun with it though. Boom, boom, boom. And then we go to Sunday Night Football. It's literally what it did to me last night. It was not great. I was two top teams in the NFC, like two high-powered offenses like this with not great defenses. Philadelphia definitely has the better defense here. I mean, they both do got good defenses, but you would just think that like these two teams would be able to exploit each other's weaknesses enough to produce a decent, enjoyable, fun, entertaining game on a Sunday Night Football, but it's not what it was. Basically, this game was won by a Jalen Hurts tush push. No, it wasn't a game winner, but the game was won by 7 points. But honestly, if you want my honest opinion, I think the Detroit Lions could have won this game if they wouldn't have gone for it so many times on 4th down, and they would have just kicked field goals. They went for it 5 times on 4th down and failed. And 4 out of those 5 times they were in field goal range. So if they would have made 3 out of those 4 field goals, yes, it was very windy. If they would have made 3 out of those 4 field goals, they would have won the game by 2 points instead of losing by 7 points. But very defensive game on both sides of the ball. We'll go through the numbers here. Not very big stats, obviously, offensively from either side. Jahmyr Gibbs and Saquon Barkley were the shining light of fantasy owners last night as far as that goes. Jahmyr Gibbs had 12 carries for 39 yards, but he had 5 receptions for 107 yards. Did not find the end zone, but got a lot of totes, got a lot of yardage for it. So definitely put up a decent stat line for your fantasy league. And then Saquon Barkley with 83 yards on 26 carries. He also did have a couple receptions. Let me look at it here. Oh, 1 reception for 7 yards. So he put up 90 scrimmage yards in total. So if anybody was hitting that rushing plus receiving at 93.5, you missed. Tank Bigsby got a little bit of usage last night. He did do some pretty decent runs. He only got 4 carries, but he got 35 yards, and they looked pretty convincing. The runs were pretty nice. Like he powered through. He got extra yardage. He got yards after contact. So the runs looked pretty good. The receiving game was very non-existent for the Philadelphia Eagles. People weren't catching passes. There was a lot of missed passes. The first 2 plays were passes and dropped passes. Finally, A.J. Brown on the 3rd pass gets a catch. Anyways, A.J. Brown was the shining star with 7 receptions for 49 yards. So, not great. Not great at all from the passing game. Jalen Hurts with the only touchdown of the game, and that being the tush push. Oh, Jamison Williams got a touchdown. That's right, they got the touchdown, but they missed the extra point. Because Jamison Williams had himself another decent game. 4 receptions, 88 yards, and a touchdown. While Amon-Ra only had 2 receptions for 42 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs was the shining star of the receiving game. But other than that, it was pretty much a defensive game all around, man. Nothing spectacular. Punts and turnover on downs and a couple interceptions, a couple sacks here and there. Quarterbacks trying to scramble, but all in all, a couple field goals. Very boring game last night, to be honest. Even if you're a defensive-minded person, very, very boring. And then we move on to Monday Night Football. Tonight, we got the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Vegas Raiders. What do you guys think for this game? I definitely feel like this is a game the Raiders could surprisingly win. This is a game where Geno Smith surprisingly could have a decent game. Is he going to throw an interception? Yeah, I do believe he's still going to throw an interception. But the Dallas defense is very weak and lackluster, so you could see a good game come out of this from the Raiders. Brock Bowers is coming back. You got Ashton Genty. So if they can get something going early with Ashton Genty, it definitely can open up Geno Smith a little bit. But Geno Smith isn't a great quarterback. I don't know if he's going to have luck orchestrating that. Dak Prescott, this Cowboys offense is definitely better than the Raiders offense and should clearly win this game. I do believe, like I said earlier, Javonte Williams going to get himself 3 touchdowns tonight. He's going to be the 4th running back 2 weeks in a row to have 3 touchdowns. So it's not a stat that's out there, ladies and gentlemen. Or is it going to be Ashton Genty that gets the 3 touchdowns? Lord, I hope not. Cowboys win easily. I even said it in my song. Cowboys win easily. I wonder if it's going to be on TV. Doesn't matter. The Cowboys win easily. It's going to be another game that's won through the ground. Hopefully the Dallas defense can do enough to not let the Raiders just put up 1,000,000 points on them. Hopefully they can do just enough. Which I think they will. So next week is week 12. Miami Dolphins on a bye week. Washington Commanders on a bye week after playing in Spain. And then we're going to come back and we're going to play the Saints. Like I said, already working on week 12 video for you. It's already recorded. Now I'm just doing all the edits. Throwing it together. It's going to be like the videos that you guys saw last year with the full page comic book. Boom, 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 boom. Yep. Me and my son, week 12, we put our picks together. We put it together. So we'll get it out to you later this week. If not later today. Maybe tomorrow. Because I got to go work on a car right now. Dolphins Cancer Challenge. It takes a community working together to make a difference in fighting cancer. Everybody we know knows somebody that is affected in some way, shape, or form by cancer. The only way we can battle that is by working together. Takes a lot. Takes a lot of resources. Takes a lot of manpower. It takes a lot. And one way you can help is by smashing that link up in the top corner, or you can head to our profile page and you can hit the link on our profile page and make a donation to life-changing research, life-saving research. Doesn't matter how big or how small the donation is. For every $500 though that the AFC Eastie Boys can raise, I will be running a mile per $500 every day all the way up until the 5K in honor of raising money for research. We are less than $125 away from our first $500. That's right. We're sitting at just around $380. So, go ahead, smash that link and help fund life-saving research. 500 subscribers. We're getting close to that as well. We're less than 200 away from 500 subscribers. And when we get to that, we got a nice little autographed Mike Gesicki 9x16 photo that we're going to send out to somebody. Super easy to get it. All you got to do is, obviously, you want to be subscribed and you want to be plugged into our Discord. But you just want to share, like, comment, all the above. The viewer that shows us the most love, we're keeping track of it all. The viewer that shows us the most love, we'll be sending that out to you. But the only way you're going to be able to get it is by getting plugged into the Discord. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a community we're trying to build of fellow football fans that just want to talk football, shoot shit about football, try and win some money. We can get on there, put parlays together, do DFSs, talk through it, try and build a winning parlay. The more heads we get on it, the more likely chances we have of hitting one of those big lottery tickets. You ever wonder what it would feel like hitting a big 15, 16 leg parlay that just pays you thousands of dollars off of the dollar? Yeah, that's what we're trying to do. So go ahead and smash that link and join that Discord. It's also how you get up here live with us, AFC Eastie Boys, whenever we up here. That's how you get up here live with us. And plus, we open it up once in a while, even when we're not live, just to chit-chat, shoot shit. That's what we do. Trying to build a community with the community. Now, last but not least, Charlie's Choice Collectibles on Macari is your go-to shop for everything that is anything. And what do I mean by that? I mean, it's Christmas holiday season, ladies and gentlemen. It is a season for gift giving. And you don't want to be that guy that shows up with a gift that they already have, right? Oh, they unwrap it and you hear that. You know how kids are. That little 6-year-old, he's going to be like, I already have this. That's the worst feeling in the world, right? Like, oh, man. Then you got to give them the receipt, and go through all that hoopla. No. You shop on Charlie's Choice Collectibles. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that little 6-year-old calling you out, talking about, I already got this. Because guess what? On Charlie's Choice Collectibles, you find one-of-a-kind things, man. Things that you're not going to find in Walmart. Things that you're not going to find in Target. Like, it's a super rare, super cool collectibles. Tonight, I think you're pretty safe with Dak getting 17 points. For sure. But yeah, so head over to that Macari link, hit that link and go check out Charlie's Choice Collectibles. That's where we have all of the goodies. And if you want to get yourself a customized AFC Eastie Boys jersey, that's where you get it. Go ahead and represent the AFC Eastie Boys. Just let them know you want to one of them nice customized AFC Eastie Boys jerseys. They start at $35, depending on how customized you want it. But that was End Zone to End Zone, ladies and gentlemen. It's always wonderful, wonderful hanging out with you guys, breaking down this week's football. Make sure you stay tuned in. We got our Week 12 prediction videos coming out. Me and my son gonna put it out maybe today or tomorrow. We also gonna have your weekly fantasy tune-up tomorrow night as well. So make sure you smash that like and subscribe and hit that notification bell and turn it all on, because you're not gonna want to miss any of the action. And yes, Dak Prescott will get you 17 points tonight. Peace out.